Ano kaya magandang panoodin? Wow!
Good morning, Philippines. Welcome to SDG Insider, where you meet the greatest news.
And see the world closer. We are your news anchor for today. I am Missy Fermosil.
And I am Tristan P. Fernandez, reporting to you live from 1T2 Studio. For today's headline, the COVID-19 pandemic has brought a lot of change in the country. And one of the most affected by this pandemic is the country's education system. Schools around the globe are temporarily closed and required to shift into distance learning. Due to this, a total number of 1.6 billion children and youth were out of school by April 2020 due to the lack of resources and access to the internet, and which poses a threat on achieving the fourth Sustainable Development Goal that primarily promotes quality education for all. I now turn to Charlizio, Denise Malen, and Jay Roderno to discuss more.
Thank you, Tristan. Although distance learning solutions are provided in 4 out of 5 countries with school closures, at least 500 children and youth were excluded from these options due to lack of access to computers and the internet at home, as well as low computer literacy skills, putting already marginalized students at a further disadvantage.
In the year 2019, around 87% of households in Europe had internet access at home, compared with 18% of those in Africa. 78% of European households owned a computer, compared with 11% in Africa. In about half of the 86 countries for which data is available, less than half of the population possessed even basic computer skills. 379 million children who rely on school meals need to look for other sources of daily nutrition.
As we all know, education is important since it enables us to value hard work and at the same time help us grow and develop. SDG 4 or Sustainable Development Goal 4 ensures inclusive and equitable quality education and promotes lifelong learning opportunities for all. SDG 4 wants everyone to have a quality education, and it aims for all boys and girls to have access to primary and secondary education by 2030. And for males and females to have equal access to early childhood development programs and affordable tertiary education.
Quality education entails issues pertaining to appropriate skills development, gender parity, provision of relevant school infrastructure, equipment, educational materials and resources, scholarships, or teaching first. The government imposes policy to achieve quality education by adequately managing the school, ensuring the development of teacher education, incorporating different learning strategies, quality assurance, and accountability. They will also be using the latest technology to be more efficient in using resources.
The tourism industry can also help improve education. How? The tourism industry can be an especially valuable partner and incentive to improve education, located in the same local environment and offering the potential for jobs, training, and investment.
One of the examples is that one of the founding principles of La Use in Costa Rica was in supporting education as a long-term empowerment tool to sustain isolated wilderness regions, wanting to eliminate the need for people to leave rural communities for education or professional opportunities. Back to you guys.
Thank you for that, Charlize, Denise, and Jay. Isn't it great, Tristan, how one of the Sustainable Development Goals focuses on quality education?
That's true, Missy. It is really important to make quality education one of our priorities to make better future for
That's
all the
true.
children in the
We
world.
should thank all of the world leaders for making it possible. Moving forward, the COVID-19 took a toll on all of us. While lockdown is not favorable for achieving SDG number 5, female leaders responded to COVID-19 and is shown as an illustration of female leadership. Here are Junice Flores and Bon San Gabriel to elaborate further.
Thank you, Missy. The pandemic unfortunately caused a complete loss in income for more than 60% of women and men in Ethiopia, Kenya, Malawi, Mozambique, and South Africa. Worsening high poverty rates in several regions and establishing the gender imbalance of women, rather than men to live in extreme poverty. Before COVID-19, women made up 46% of the workplace in the United States. The same goes with 20% of the workforce in India before the COVID-19. Yet women account of 54% of all job losses to date, according to unemployment statistics.
SDG 5 focuses on gender equality. But first, what is gender equality? Gender equality is accomplished when men, women, girls, and boys have equal rights, conditions, and opportunities, as well as the ability to design their own lives and contribute to society's growth. It is a question of society's power, influence, and resources being distributed fairly. Gender equality refers to women and men having the same level of visibility, empowerment, responsibility, and participation in all aspects of public and private life. It also means supporting women and men with equal access to the distribution of resources, as well as valuing them equally.
These are the ways our government exercise the Sustainable Development Goal. Local and regional government must ensure gender equality will be promoted to all. Some steps made by the government is that the Ministry of the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment is commanding various projects for gender equality to women in the work field. Avoid discrimination and equal wages for men and women in every field of work.
Did you know that tourism provides better opportunities for women's empowerment and gender equality? In most parts of the world, women make up the majority of the tourist industry. Women make up between 60% and 70% of all workers in the tourism sector. Women's engagement in tourism enterprises not only helps to reduce the individual and household poverty, but it also has the potential to influence the way people make decisions at work and in the community.
Another great news! As the world recovers from the pandemic, the UNWTO will conduct the Center Stage Project for Women's Empowerment during the COVID-19 recovery, with the goal of strengthening, coordinating, and focusing work on gender equality in tourism, governmental agencies, and enterprises. Back to you guys!
Thank you, Janice and Von. Water is needed. Without it, we would simply stop existing. That's why having clean water and sanitation is the main goal of SDG number 5. With the COVID-19 present, it is with utmost importance to drink water and to practice sanitation. To elaborate further, here is Catherine Cruz and Miguel De Castro.
Washing hands is the first line of defense to prevent the spread of COVID-19. With the global lockdown, water bodies are receiving minimal industrial hazardous and solid waste. And as a result of this, the quality of water in rivers and lakes has partly improved. However, this is a temporary solution and causes decision makers to revisit our planning approach of cleaning water bodies. Clean drinking water is important during this time of pandemic. Our bodies need clean water to help fight off the disease and to hydrate. This is not safe to intake unclean or unfiltered water as it can worsen the situation if a person caught the virus.
The goal and the purpose of SDG 5 is to maximize water quality around the world by lowering pollution, eliminating dumping, and minimizing the release of dangerous chemicals and materials. Having the share of untreated wastewater and significantly increasing recycling and safe reuse.
Lack of access to clean water affects vulnerability to disease and ill health, especially to children's health. Poor sanitation, water, and hygiene have a number of negative consequences. Children die from preventable illnesses such as diarrhea, cholera, typhoid, and many more. Having clean water and sanitation means avoiding exposure to a wide range of diseases. Every year, millions of people die as a result of diseases brought on by a lack of water and sanitation.
To ensure that all Filipinos have access to safe drinking water, the government is required to develop a comprehensive water quality protection policy. The Clean Water Act defines that fundamental structure for controlling pollution discharged into U.S. waterways and regulating surface water quality requirements, among the others.
And with that, there are ways for the tourism industry to improve clean water and sanitation. It is by practicing sustainability. The tourism industry should promote sustainable ideas in providing accessible clean water and sanitation. The practice shall be environmental friendly and effective.
With the tourism industry slowly coming back to life, practicing sanitation like washing hands and avoiding touching your eyes and mouth with unclean hands make a difference. Ensuring that universal access to clean and affordable water by 2030 means that we need to invest adequate and infrastructure, provide sanitation facilities, and encourage people to practice proper hygiene. Back to you guys.
Thank you for that, Catherine and Miguel. So Tristan, before we end, should we recall the Sustainable Development Goals tackled in today's news? So first, we have SDG number 4 that focuses on quality education. Promoting quality education encourages people to study and learn. The goal of this SDG is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong opportunities for all.
Our next SDG promotes gender equality. SDG number 5 is accomplished when men, women, girls, and boys have equal rights, conditions, and opportunities. Eliminating threats and any form of violence are also promoted to have a safe environment for all.
Lastly, SDG number 6 is all about clean water and sanitation. The purpose of this is to maximize water quality around the world by lowering pollution, eliminating dumping, and minimizing the release of dangerous chemicals and materials, halving the share of untreated wastewater, and significantly increasing recycling and safe reuse.
And that concludes our news for today. Once again, I am Tristan P. Fernandez.
And I am Yusuf Ramasil.
This is SDG Insider, where you meet the greatest news
And see the world closer.